Hi. In the previous video, I introduced LaTeX and LaTeX editors. And then the next software that I'm going to introduce is Beamer. Beamer is a LaTeX version of presentation slides. So it's an alternative to substitute for PowerPoint. If you are satisfied with PowerPoint, that's also fine. But as I said, like LaTeX, if you are going to use more math-heavy equations, and if you want to look more, if you want your slide to be more look more professional, I think LaTeX looks more academic and professional. So then Beamer is the answer. I will show you examples. So by the way, this slide is made on PowerPoint, but this is my teaching slide made on LaTeX. So when I teach 320, I use this slide, and this is how I'll show you mathematical equations. So you can, of course, you can include graph, like table. I have no equations, but this is equations that I typed on LaTeX editor. Or you may change the style. It's more simple, a simpler style, or more previously used uh, slides for teaching, and also it's typed on LaTeX. So in a conference, if you watch if you see many slides, they may look similar to each other. Different presenters have similar looking slides. The main reason is because they are using a Beamer. Even though the styles and themes, colors could be different, but basic typeset is the same. So you may think, uh, you may have realized most of the slides are similar. And so, by the way, to learn Beamer, you have to learn LaTeX first. Then Beamer is just an add-on package on LaTeX editor. So you have to install Beamer package and put some options on your LaTeX file. Then it will make a slide. The next thing here is the next one I'd like to introduce is a bibliography manager. So think about any paper. Let me choose a paper in front of me, and I'll show say, think about this paper. This is the reference list, and in the list there are author names and year and journal name, page number, volume number, issue number. How can how can I type all of these? Of course, I don't type them. It's no one types it by hand these days. There may be some, but I don't recommend. Never type them by yourself. But I strongly recommend Bibliography Manager program. So this is basically a database. You save the paper information into one file, bibliography file, and when you write a paper, when you cite a paper, simply click paper in the manager program to your LaTeX editor. So then automatically it will make a list of references on the last page. So I will show you my database. This is the list of papers that I read and I cited somewhere in my one of my papers. So then what's interesting here is if you have a database, then you can uh, link a file to that. So if you click this, you can open the PDF. So I saved a lot of PDF files of papers, and then if it is hard to manage the files themselves, then this database will help you to clear those files. So and when I uh, so it, this is the database, and you don't need to use this Jab. The name is JabRef. This is a free software. Actually, it comes with leaks. That's why I used it. And our university has license for EndNote and Zotero. I have never used it, so I don't know what they are. But search on YouTube if you want to learn them. And BibTeX, by the way, BibTeX is the bibliography management system for LaTeX. So it is another add-on to LaTeX editor. So if you install BibTeX package, then in your document, at the end of your document, there will be the 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 bibliography reference list. Or if you want to look up table, you look up the list of reference managing softwares. Also, Wikipedia has some lists, so it doesn't have comparison of reference management softwares. So these are the list of uh, reference managing softwares. Like Zotero is here. Uh, what I use, Zeb Referee is here, and EndNote is here. So it's free, and EndNote is not free, but university has the license. Zotero is free, so it's an online reference managing system. So it may be worth trying. So you choose one for yourself. And by the way, I explained and as if add-on to LaTeX editor, but I heard that Microsoft it can be used on Microsoft Word. So I don't know how to use that, but even if you use Microsoft Word, still you may use management program. So learn how to do that. The next thing I would like to show you is Google Scholar. Google Scholar is really, really useful. Of course, this must be your first page when you start a research. So when you start a research, say, the first thing you have to do is to search for the topic on Google Scholar and read all the papers, like look through the papers and say on Google Scholar, I believe you know what it is. When I just type in Econometrics, oh, our Professor Kajal Lahiri is here. So then, uh, here, this symbol is for citation format, and if you click BibTeX, and this is the code for your database. So you have to copy this and save this paragraph in your bibliography database. Then it will, like, for example, I will show you. It will be add book. So something like that. If you enter this, then this is another entry in your in the database. So where is it? So book. Somewhere it should be somewhere here. It's here. This is newly added entry, and you may use this for later citation. So not only is Google Scholar using searching papers on Google Scholar is of course the very bare minimum. You are going to do that like more than 100 times in your PhD, but you have to use this citation and use BibTeX format. That's how I make my own database. Okay, then the next thing I would recommend is a file share program, cloud online drive. I recommend Dropbox. I think Dropbox is the most popular program yet, and I use all of them: Microsoft OneDrive, Google Drive, Amazon Drive, and iCloud. I only pay for Dropbox. Amazon Drive comes with Amazon Prime, so you may want to try this. So, but Dropbox is definitely the best in terms of the speed and not making errors. So I strongly recommend you to use Dropbox. But our university has license with OneDrive, so it's also fine. OneDrive is not bad. So I allocate files across different clouds, and I save papers, PDF files on Microsoft OneDrive because once I save the PDF, I'm not going to edit it. PDF files are not editable, so it does not cause any problem in synchronization. When you edit the file, if the cloud drive does not synchronize quickly, then it causes errors. So I only use PDF files on OneDrive, and frequently editable edited files are saved on Dropbox because it's better. And the reason why you need to use this is like I thought there are four main reasons. First, if you save all the documents only on your computer, there is a huge risk of losing everything at once. So, uh, seriously, in your PhD life, everything will be just a file on your computer. So if the file is deleted, your PhD life is gone. You haven't done anything. You lose everything from your PhD study. So backup. Even if you don't use the cloud, make sure you backup files. And second, you can work on different computers at different locations. For example, when you use library computer or your desktop or your laptop or your like your friend's house or your parents' house computer, you can download the same file, most updated file from the cloud. And your co-author, when you work with another co-author, then you have to share files, the results. And of course, Dropbox is the best way to share the files because it's very likely that your co-author would have a Dropbox account. And finally, the version keeping. So you edit your paper a lot, very frequently, like every day your paper will be updated. But somehow you want to go back to uh, the result you got, like say a week ago. Then then if you do not use cloud service, then you cannot go back to the file that you before you saving the file. But Dropbox has version keeping function. So when I go Dropbox web page, then I can go back to the date, the version of the file that I edited, like say last week or yesterday or like 4 days ago, something like that. This function is, I think, it's really valuable, very useful function uh, feature on Dropbox, but it may not be free. I pay for Dropbox because I think it's worth like $100 a year. Maybe there may be student pricing, so I would seriously consider using that if you don't have financial constraint. Okay, and if you don't have an account on Dropbox, I can send you a referral to you so that you and me uh, get some bonus space, free space by referral. So let me know if you want to open a new account on Dropbox. Okay, there are many more to introduce, so I'm going to continue in the next one.